Hi, this is an excerpt from my novel Lone Star, which is based on the life of famed athlete Babe Didrikson Zaharias. Betty Dodd was a tall, gangly girl with freckles and a shock of coppery hair that fell in front of her dark brown eyes. She didn't care if her eyebrows needed tweezing. She didn't care a lick about makeup. She didn't care if her blouse hung out over her skirt when she whacked the ball, or if her golf shoes were scuffed and dirty. She had been a tomboy all her life, all her 19 years, and didn't see the need to change. It was hard being that way in San Antonio. Her parents were well-off members of society, but Betty adamantly had no interest in church socials and debutante balls and that kind of thing. She learned to play golf at the age of 12. Maybe that's what saved her. Betty met Babe Didrikson at an amateur tournament in Miami in which Babe attended as a spectator. She and George had recently moved into their new home, Rainbow Manor in Tampa. It was nearly 300 miles from Tampa to Miami, but with Bertha Bowen's words in mind and with George away once more checking out some business opportunity in Detroit, Babe decided to make the trek. As Babe observed the younger golfer teeing off, she thought, Bertha was right. This kid is raw. After the round, in which Betty played well but did not win, Babe strode over to the young woman as she was heading back to the clubhouse. As she grew nearer, she could see that Betty's clothes were something less than stylish, and that she needed a good haircut and permanent wave. Babe was oddly delighted. "Hi, I'm Babe Didrikson Zaharias," Babe said. "Bertha Bowen is an old friend of mine. She suggested I introduce myself." Betty was taken aback. "You don't need to introduce yourself. I know who you are," she said, grinning nervously. "You do, huh? Well, I enjoyed watching you play golf," Babe said. "Sorry you didn't see me win." "No, but you did pretty well for a young'un. Why not talk about it over dinner? On me." At dinner, it was all Betty could do to keep from gaping at her idol. She couldn't eat much because her stomach was queasy with nervousness. She was lucky she didn't pour salt into her iced tea. Babe found Betty's obvious nervousness flattering. Looking at the girl with her shapeless hairstyle and boyish face was like going back in time and looking at her 20-year-old self. There was no need to hurry back to Tampa. Babe would stay on in Miami for a couple of days. Maybe she would do some shopping. "So tell me what you've done in golf so far." Betty told her that she had started playing when she was 12, that she had won a few amateur tournaments in the San Antonio area. "Did you notice anything I'm doing wrong?" Betty asked. "A few things, but if you've got time, I can show you what I mean on a course." "Have I got time to get a lesson from Babe Didrikson?" "I should say so." Babe and Betty spent the next day playing golf together at the Bayshore course in Miami Beach. Babe had some tips for Betty. She tried to teach her the way Stan Kurtz, Gene Saracen, and others had taught her. It was nice having someone look up to her. What did they call such a person? A protege? A fancy word, one that George would scoff at, but maybe Betty could be her protege. She invited to join her later that month at Rainbow Manor. "I practically roll out of bed onto the course here," Babe told Betty. Betty agreed. That night, Babe called up Bertha Bowen. "Well, I've met Betty Dodd and given her a few pointers," she said. "How do you like her?" "She's a nice kid, sort of reminds me of me when I was her age. You know, we Texas gals gotta stick together. I thought you'd be happy." Bertha wanted Babe to be happy. Thank you.